What up, Bucks fans? It is Real Bucks Talk. I'm your host, Michael Plus. We are back on another Monday. Sorry we were a little late there, but it's good to be back. And the Buccaneers are your NFC South champions. Feels pretty good. My co-host Mark Ramirez, he might be joining me later. If not, I'm going to try to do this solo and be happy to answer you guys' questions, comments. Feel free to bring them in. But a lot to discuss. Obviously, yesterday was a good win. The Bucs took care of business against the Carolina Panthers and did what they had to do. So that was good to see. Again, the offense didn't try to force anything. Ran the football with Ronald Jones, so that was nice. And mixed in, some play action and used the out routes and obviously targeted Antonio Brown, who came back in a big way. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, and again, defense dominated once again. So that was nice to see. Um, but yeah, guys, feel free to bring in any type of questions, comments, what you guys think of yesterday's big win. It was pretty awesome to see, as it was just a nice, good bounce back win from, obviously the Saints game where just nothing worked, nothing went right. So that was uh that was cool to see. Uh Monday Night Football is trash. Hey bud, Cannabis. G Vegas, good to see you, man. What do I think of the AB drama? Yeah, I mean, AB, he's got a right to answer the questions how he wants to. Um, I don't think it was a bad question by the reporter. I think it was Jenna Lane. Both I thought did what they were, how he wanted to answer it. I think that was fine, and how she questioned it, I think it was good. So really nothing wrong with I saw with it. Uh, Tall Florida guy, good to see you. Yeah, Antonio Brown, I thought played very well, and obviously he's still, super talented, and his ability to get open and do a lot of different things. Versatile receiver. Bucks are going to need him, and it was a good thing they didn't let him go. Alec, what's up, man? Yeah, the Bucks look good. NFC South champs. Feels good, but like Bruce Arians said, that's only one banner out of three that we're trying to get. So hopefully we can get that Super Bowl banner once again. That's what we're looking for. But yeah, guys, if you're just joining us, we're live on Bucks Report, also the Pigskin Podcast Network. So thank you for joining us. Good to have you in here. Yes, I am doing this solo for now. Gonna see if Mark can maybe join me later. He's trying to get the baby boy down to sleep. But yeah, it's good to have you all in here. Appreciate the comments and bring the questions. Jim, welcome, man. Yeah, Antonio, he's really good. So Bud Cannabis, yes, Jordan Whitehead, guy's a stud. I mean, he's been playing awesome pretty much, I think, his whole career. So 6 wins in a row. Yeah, we can do it. What did we do last year? Nine wins in a row last year. So yeah, definitely possible. But yeah, going back to yesterday's game, obviously I thought it was well played, well executed, not too many penalties. Took care of the football. It was, a lot of guys that we haven't seen play a lot stepped up. Cyril Grayson with his big catches, Keyshawn Vaughn with the big touchdown run there, making a guy miss and breaking away. So those guys stepping up, Ronald Jones doing his thing. Offensive line, I thought was outstanding. Didn't allow a sack and, did what they needed to do. And then defensively, defense is coming around, obviously facing lesser offenses. I know last week is a good scheme offense in the Saints, but they don't have the talent that they've had in the past. Same thing with Carolina. Carolina's playing 2-3 quarterbacks every week. So I mean, again, it's a good step for our defense. They're starting to play well. Not allowing a touchdown in the last 2 games is pretty good. And guys are just coming up with big plays. William Golston, 2.5 sacks yesterday. So just it seems like guys are stepping up at the right time. The secondary is starting to get hot. So that's good to see. But yeah, let me get to you guys' questions. Leon, what's up, man? Welcome. Good to see you in here. G Vegas, defense is playoff ready. Offense, yeah, definitely needs to get a little bit more consistent. Yeah, red zone offense was probably one of the disappointing factors yesterday. But other than that, I thought they did enough. Yep. Yeah, exactly. They know what works. Ellen, good to see you in here. Yeah, Brake caught another touchdown. That was a good play. He was wide open on that one. So that was nice. Let's see what else we got here. Alec, Grayson, and Pyramid. Okay, underrated players. Yep. Jim, given the lineup the Bucs put on the field, I was extremely impressed by the result. But still, yeah. It's a division game. That's what matters. It's a good win. Should build the confidence. Agreed. Tall Florida guy. Shaq Barrett's probably going to miss the last 2 games going forward, but he should be back hopefully for the playoffs. I think that's pretty much the outlook for all the injured guys right now. Just want them back on for the playoff time. Carl, good to see you, man. Defense is back. Yes, it's starting to put things together, and that's all we can ask for. G Vegas, Scotty Miller, Tyler Johnson are not novice and had playing time last year. The tight end RB room is all the same. Yeah, I mean, those are all good points. I think all those guys, can still make contributions, which is good. And, getting, most of the offense ready to go, getting them healthy into the playoffs, that's going to be big. Leon. Yeah, we should be pretty healthy going into the postseason. So that's pretty good. Andrew, hey man, good job yesterday. Thanks, man. Yeah, they did good. Beat the number 2 defense. Yeah, I mean Carolina was a strong passing defense. So the Bucs did wise in their scheming. Running the football. Tom Brady only threw 30 times yesterday, which is where I think he should be. I don't like him being in that 40 number, passing attempts. So less throws for Tom Brady, I think, is good for our offense. And it means our defense is doing good and we're playing, smart football. Yeah, there's the injury report. Yeah, Mike Evans on COVID today. So hopefully he's going to be okay. He's still got that hamstring issue. So I know a lot of people are talking about Mike and the record for 1,000-yard seasons for 8 straight. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I think the main thing for the Bucs and for Mike, they want him to be healthy once postseason comes. So yeah, Ellen, I mean, he's probably gonna. I mean, he might play this week. He might be out. I think the Bucs probably rest him. And if he does play, maybe it's that last game before the playoffs. But personally, I would just let him sit. Forget about the record, unless he's like 100%. Hey, Od's son, OD son M8. Hey, good to have you in here. Yeah, not having Mike, who is one of the best red zone weapons. Gronk turning Ryan Izzo the past 2 games. Yeah, I agree. The red zone offense definitely needs to improve, and it will with Mike Evans coming back. Yeah, if we can beat the Jets, okay. Yeah, I think obviously beating the Jets is a must. I think that's got to happen. Yeah, I haven't heard much of Devin White. I think Devin White is playing good, Bud Campbell. I think he's doing his job, and I think that's probably why we're not hearing a lot of his name. I think he's in the right spot and he's in his position, so he's not trying to do too much, if that makes sense. And I think that's a good thing for the Bucs defense. Um, yeah, JTS. I think he's definitely starting to get his reps up, and I think that's a good thing. Him and Cam Gill, Anthony Nelson, all those guys are going to have to play more and be counted on, and hopefully they can step up in these final two matchups. The good news for the Bucs is Panthers and the Jets don't have good offensive lines, so that should be something where the Bucs can boost up those sack numbers and hopefully reach 50 sacks on the year. So Bucs with 44 sacks right now, and I think that's tied for most in the league, which is pretty awesome. I never would have thought that, but they're racking them up. So it's good to see. But guys, thank you for joining me here tonight. Hopefully, Mark can jump on here in a little bit, trying to get the boy to sleep. But man, it's let's talk about. I mean, I guess we can talk about pretty much anything you guys want to bring up. Just recapping the game. I think we just saw a lot of good things yesterday and how they attacked the Carolina Panthers. Didn't try to, be too cute about anything. Again, it was just a solid game plan and pretty much just went north and south on offense. Defensively, they attacked the quarterback and made plays. Jordan Whitehead, I know if you guys caught our live stream yesterday during the game, I mean, can't say enough good things about Jordan Whitehead. I thought he's been outstanding all year. So, I mean, that was a very positive, and the secondary with Dean Davis, Sean Murphy Bunting all playing, it really helps out the front seven to get coverage sacks and get after the quarterback. So that was pretty cool. Let's get to your comments here. Yeah, Keyshawn Vaughn, I thought, again, he did good things. He's a good running back. I mean, still got to catch the ball more consistently. Had a drop yesterday. So that's something that's got to get fixed. But yeah, I mean, the dude can run. He can make people miss. He's got good vision. And when he's got good things happening around him, I think he can make the plays. So, a solid running back for sure. G Vegas, yeah, I think having Dean Davis, Sean Murphy, like I said, Jordan Whitehead playing outstanding. And you guys saw they used him in that middle linebacker type role where, brought him down in the box and he was playing some linebacker, some, nickel safety. I think that's a perfect fit for him where it allows him to be more versatile. But this is a good point. I mean, if they're healthy, our defense, I think, can do good things like G Vegas says there. So, Ellen Godwin, unfortunately, is out for the year. He will not be returning. He's got a torn ACL, so he's going to be not back until next year. And the Bucs will re-sign him back. I'm not worried about that. So, yeah, Alec, you make a great point. I mean, defense hasn't been healthy all year, and what they've been doing, I think, is really outstanding. That's why I think Coach Todd Bowles, hopefully, we don't let him go anywhere. I need to keep him around because he's a really good coach. I know he's gets some, flack in here and there and gets some, criticism, but the guy's a good coach, and his staff does a great job. Yeah, both lines, that was the difference, right? Offensive line, defensive line dominated up front. Last week against the Saints, they did not do that. And, that just shows you the difference between a win and a loss. So yeah, offensive line, defensive line came to play. Le'Veon Bell, yeah, he got in at the end of yesterday's game. Be interesting to see how he comes along, if they're going to use him or not. Guy looks completely different. He doesn't look like Le'Veon anymore. So, body wise, like he's lost a ton of weight. So we'll see how he comes back and if he has any type of role. Um, that's a good question, Bud. Timeline designation. Um, I'm not sure how that works. I think once the regular season ends, I'm not sure if they can put him on IR for like that 3-game thing, and then they can come back later. But so I think it's just once the regular season ends, if they have to put a guy on IR, I think he's done. Like he can't come back. So I think that's how it's going to work. I'm not sure on that completely though. I have to get Greg Allman to answer that one. He knows all that stuff. Yeah, it seemed like the Bucs ran on like 90% of the first downs. Yeah, they were I don't know. I have to look back at the game tape, but they were definitely running it, I think, more. But the main thing is they were running it effectively. The second half, obviously, some runs got away from them because Carolina just, they figured that's what they were going to do. Obviously, the Bucs had a big lead. They were trying to run clock. So it's all about, how they play that situation, how the situational football goes. Let's see, Jim. Yeah, no, that's a great point. You have to beat the teams on your schedule, right? So got to beat, the Panthers and the Jets coming up here. That's what we have to do. Yep. Richard. Good point, Ellen. Yeah, Richard Sherman is now like pretty much a safety, so they're utilizing him in kind of a different way. So using him as a hybrid type of safety / corner and dime packages. So that's where they have like more defensive backs and usually have like 6 DBs on the field, less linemen up front. So Richard's being used in some different ways, but the secondary is getting healthy. So really, he's not really counted on as much at cornerback, but they are utilizing him in that safety type hybrid role. If you know what I mean. Let's see, G Vegas offensive side. You really see how the O plays when Rojo is a feature back compared to Lenny. When with Rojo they can run it balanced but are limited. Lenny does open the field more, but when it doesn't work, yeah, it doesn't work. I get what you mean. Yeah, obviously, Rojo is a very talented running back. There's at times where he misses some holes. Same thing with Leonard Fournette; they all miss. But yeah, you can just see the speed and burst is different with Rojo in there running the football versus Leonard Fournette. But Leonard offers more in the passing game where he can, spread things out for the defense and it helps out your offense. So it's kind of it's a tough situation for the offense they have to be in. So we'll see how it plays out in the upcoming weeks, though. Good question, guys. I appreciate it. Really helping out the show tonight. If only we used the run game last week, it would be yeah. I mean, it's always hindsight 2020, right? If we would have ran the ball more against the Saints, who knows? But I mean, it's easy to say that when it works. It could have not worked in that first half, and who knows, what would have happened. Bud Cannabis, would you be sad if Byron left? Probably not. I think this offensive staff can, find someone to call the plays. If Byron gets a head coaching job, I think that's good for him, and it's good. It's good for the Bucs as well. The guy I don't want to leave is obviously Todd Bowles. I think Todd Bowles is a very key to how successful this team is. I know a lot of people don't want to say it, but Todd Bowles is a huge part of this team. G Vegas plus who do you want to face the wild card? Man, I don't want to face the Saints. That's obviously because it just seems like they have our number. Depending on seeding, I think we match up well against the Cardinals if we have to be the 4 seed. If we're 3 seed and we face like San Francisco, I'm good with that as well. I think we match up a good against a lot of the teams on the bottom seedings. If it's the 7th seed like the Eagles, I think we match up well against them. So Cardinals, 49ers, Eagles, all those teams, I think the Bucs match up well. Um, you know, team you don't want to face is probably the Rams in the wild card. That would be a tough matchup. So I think if we're 2, 3, 4, I think it's all good. For our best chance to repeat, honestly, I think getting the either the 2 seed or the 4 seed, I think is a good opportunity. If you're the 4 seed, you play the Cardinals, I think we can beat them, and then you face Green Bay likely in the second round, which I think is good for us because the 2 and the 3 cancel each other out, and then you face, whoever in the NFC Championship. Um, whether and it'll be probably in a dome if it's the Rams or the Cowboys. So yeah, I would say either the 2 or the 4 seed, but again, I like our chances against anyone in the NFC. If the Bucs are healthy, I think they have a good shot. TB12 Goat Man, what's up? How you doing? This team without Godwin and Michael be run heavy, let Tom make plays and play good defense. Yeah, I think that's a good formula for sure. Play smart, don't try to, force the issue. Let Tom throw it less. And your defense is starting to get strong, and let them, trust them and let them make plays. Rob Dunlap, good to see you, man. Offense was more efficient with Rojo. Yeah. Yeah, it was better. Obviously it could have been even more better in the red zone. You don't like to see all the field goal attempts, but it was still a good performance and they did a good job. Good question, Jim. How do you compare yesterday's Bucs to the team that beat the Chiefs in last season's? That's tough because the Bucs in the Super Bowl were healthy. So if both if the Bucs were more healthy, it would be probably a better comparison. But as far as like defensively, I thought they showed some good things. I thought scheme wise they showed some good things like they did in the Super Bowl, but still a long way to get to that type of level. I think the offense still needs to pick it up a little bit more. But good question. Bowles next head coach. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be against it. I think he would be a good head coach to take over for Bruce Arians, and as long as he can get get the right offense coordinator in here, I think it would be good. So yeah, I think that'd be a good thing. Yeah, no, I agree, Philip. I don't think Byron is ready to be a head coach, but if he goes to Jacksonville, I think that's a good thing. All right. So it looks like my co-host is here. Let me see if I can get him in here. Hopefully I'm not. Mark, make sure you check your volume so I'm not echoing.
You sound good to me.
All right. Yeah, I think we're good. All right. Well, if you're just joining us, welcome to Real Bucs Talk. My co-host Mark Ramirez is here. We are live on Bucs Report. A lot of good conversation so far. About 20 minutes in, we're just talking about just a lot of questions getting answered. Coaching staff, potential replacements. Todd Bowles is the latest, but obviously we were talking about yesterday's game and how the offense looked, pretty efficient for the most part. Red zone offense could be better, but it's the defense is starting to take shape, and as we get closer to the playoffs. But Mark, welcome in, and I'll let you take the floor.
No, during the process of trying to get the baby boy to sleep, I was trying to listen in a little bit, so I didn't get in trouble too much for that. But overheard you saying how the defense hasn't allowed a touchdown 2 games. Gotta love that. The offense came together, manufactured points with lesser players. What do you know about that? Again, it's a lesser team, but not necessarily a lesser defense because Panthers have a formidable defense. It's just, and if you even listen to Matt Rule, what he said after the game is like, we threw just about everything we could at Brady, and he literally would just sidestep the rush and just execute a play. That's the biggest thing. And before I had to go away and take care of the baby boy, I had something set up saying how Brady was mentioning complimentary football, how We have to do that now because of lesser players. And I hinted at it like last week saying, or actually, no, during the game, what are we going to do to manufacture points, manufacture offense, considering we have these loss of players, and now we have to do the same thing with lesser guys, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the offense kind of molded to it. Finally, Rojo gets some opportunities, so guarantee that the crowd that wanted to see Rojo is happy. But look what happens when we can run the ball. I'm still mad about the red zone area, though. Too many field goals.
Yeah, too many field goals. It was, I mean, on my side of things, it was good for me fantasy wise. I have Ryan Suckup. He did a great job getting me 15 points. I got Miami's defense tonight. It looks like they're doing a good job for me. So that's that's pretty good. But just getting into some more of these questions, just comments. Rod Dunlap, it's good to see you in here again. Can Pinion be inactive for the rest of the season? Maybe. I mean, the punter who took over yesterday, I thought he did an okay job. Nothing special. Pinion's probably going to be back in there, taking over. But we'll see. I mean, special teams I thought did pretty well. I like Barner as the returner. He gets positive yards. He doesn't fall down at the, sight of people coming at him. So
Well,
thought that was good.
to that, I thought Darden was actually starting to come on. I thought he was gaining some confidence.
Yeah, he needs it. He needs confidence. Definitely.
But that's part of it. And Barner didn't really do anything special. It's not like I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'd rather have him over Darden.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good with it as long as they can get positive yards on the return, not fumble. I mean, that's all I can ask for them. We're just not going to be one of those teams that takes one to the house. It's just not going to happen.
But let me play this. I found our intro that we're supposed to give.
Okay.
Let's play it now, almost 30 minutes in. So, guys, enjoy this. Tom Brady, what do you got to tell us?
That was a great block. That's why I'm happy. It's a team game. Nothing's accomplished without everybody doing their job. And that was a great effort by Cyril. It wouldn't have scored without Cyril's effort. So I love seeing that. That's what great team football is all about. And, that's what we got to become. We got to all fight for each other. The receivers got to block for the running backs, because a lot of times the running backs got to sit in the backfield and block in the pass game to get the receivers the ball. When it's time to run the ball, the receivers got to do their job in the run game. So that's what complementary football is all about. That's what being a great teammate's all about. I love seeing those plays.
Hey, great job. Hell of a team win. All the guys that stepped up and stepped in, great job. Nobody blinked. Just a great job. One banner up, 2 to go. Yes, sir. This ain't just little. All right, just little. This next hat and t-shirt's a little bit bigger. Let's make sure we're working on that. Let's go. Come on, man. Let's go. Hey, congratulations to everybody, man. That's a huge accomplishment. We got more to do. Bucs on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, no, I mean Tom is absolutely right. Everyone doing their part, and it's critical. I mean, you look at I think it was Rojo's touchdown. Tom stopping Tyler Johnson to not get a penalty. So it's like these are the little things that these guys have to be zoned in on. You can't make mistakes, especially at this time of the year and going into the playoffs. So guys got to be on their cues and making sure they understand what their job is and executing it at a high rate going forward. So little things like the red zone and efficiencies have to be better where, guys got to make those plays. Gronk's got to make those catches. The routes have to be precise. We saw it yesterday where Cam Brate should have undercut it a little bit more. He runs into OJ Howard, things like that to keep drives alive. It has to be at a higher level going forward.
But that's something we talked about. Like you got execution was off with these so-called better players. What they are statistically and historically, they've shown they're better. But I mean, Grayson comes in here and he's a better blocker than Watson or some of these other guys, and he's a smaller guy. That's a hustle thing. It's an effort thing. I feel like it's just more he has his opportunity. Yeah, he said it like in practice. He's like literally the most improved guy. I want to see more of it. He has his opportunities now. Keep going. He literally tripled his amount of catches in his career, one game. But these are things you want to see and continue to grow on that. I think Grayson outsnapped AB this week. I don't know about that. Did he? Yeah, well, he got a lot more targets. I'll say that.
Yeah, they were about the same in snaps. I think it was like 53 to something. I think it was like maybe 57 for AB. But yeah, they both played a lot. Um, and it brought up like the subject today. I was talking to one of our other group chats that me and Mark are in, talking about the receiver group, and it's kind of, you don't know how it's going to shape out, especially with Tyler Johnson not really getting the opportunities. Scotty Miller only has 4 catches this year and not playing. Doesn't look like he's playing. I mean, he's just spots gone. They're not really utilizing him in the way that we've seen in the past. So yeah, I don't know about the how it's going to shape out for the receivers.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, because realistically,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter because why? Tom Brady's going to spread the ball around to whoever the hell is open. I mean, yeah, you may draw plays up that this should be my number one guy, but if you're not open, Brady's going to go through his reads. I mean, that's something that BA said today. Like, oh, OJ will get his call when it's time. That's kind of how this offense is when it's with Brady. It's not going to be isolated on one guy. Like someone was saying, oh, Evans needs to come back, get his 1,000 yards. I want him healthy. I think he wants the championship instead of the 1,000-yard streak thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's incredible and it's a insane thing. I want him to be back right now too. But if it's to a detriment to the team longevity going for another Super Bowl, hell no. I think the whole team would say no. Stay down, get better, and then come back and help us get to that championship level again. It's the Jets and the Panthers again. Do we really want to risk anything? That's a big thing.
Mhm.
So I mean, realistically, let these young guys get in there, get their reps because you never know we're going to need them. We mentioned that with the defense. Now we need to do it with the offense. It's just what's going on. If you hear ESPN, they're like, "Oh, you don't know. The Bucs are such a big question mark. Their defense question mark, offense question mark." Well, when in the hell are we ever healthy? And then what do you know? We're tied for number 1 in sacks in the NFL.
Mhm.
Insane.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I mean, I was talking about that earlier. William Golson with 2.5 sacks yesterday. Guys just collectively getting it done, whether it be Kevin Minter getting a sack or, obviously Shaq Barrett getting his 10th sack on the year, Vita Vea, all these guys just coming in and helping the cause. So, and we were talking earlier about Jordan Whitehead and how he was just, balling everywhere, and probably going to do a film study on him separately this week. He earned it. So look for that. Guy's he's playing great in this scheme. I think he loves it, and Todd Bowles just knows how to use him correctly. And we saw some of him at linebacker. Yes, he was at linebacker, and it was great to see because I think that is something I've been screaming for, where you can get your best players on the field, get more speed, and it just helps your defense overall. And I can't wait to see it when Antoine Winfield and Levante
Tell me about it.
and everyone's back in there. It's going to be fun to watch.
The creativity you can use with all those guys. I mean, you saw what Whitehead did with one game being in the box. We mentioned that before David was hurt.
Mhm.
Now that David's hurt, and during the game,
Yeah.
even before the game started, we're like, no, Minter's more than good enough. Well, he's a serviceable guy, but when you can have the speed of Jordan Whitehead, the awareness and knowledge of Jordan Whitehead, and the quick twitch of Jordan Whitehead, and pass coverage ability,
Mhm.
all the things stack up on his side. So, and he plays a game like a linebacker. So I thought we kind of gave that food for thought enough for people to kind of think in that avenue. But I mean, it's how Todd Bowles uses you, and
Mhm.
Jordan Whitehead does that very, very well.
Yeah, for sure. And just one more thing on it, like once everyone is healthy, I think what we'll see more of is Devin White and Levante David as edge rushers,
Mhm.
where you can move those safeties down into the box, like we said, and it's just going to help your defense that much more, because really we haven't seen that this year because they haven't been healthy. So like a lot, you look at last year, we had Devin White coming off the edge a lot.
Yeah.
Levante was their edge rusher a lot, and just haven't been able to see it this year because guys have to be in different spots because of injuries.
Yeah. So speaking of Jordan Whitehead, 6 tackles leading the team, had his interception. I don't know how many passes deflected he had.
I think he
His
had 3. Yeah, 3.
impact on the game is
Yeah.
insane. He was everywhere. The announcers were like, "There he is again. There's that Whitehead guy." Everyone held it. That's our dream.
It is the dream.
I still can't believe this number. 2.5 by Golson. Unreal.
Yeah, everyone just, working together. Anthony Nelson getting a sack. I think Steve McClendon. Yeah, McClendon half a sack. So, yeah, just working as one. Getting pushed in the pocket. Again, it's coverage sacks. It's scheming sacks where they had free, rushers coming in. They did that a lot yesterday, where had guys moving around and making those plays. So
that's not a typo either, right here.
Yeah, 20 carries, and if you go up to Tom Brady, 30 passing attempts, I think that's the magic number for this team offensively. That's how you want to see it laid out, where Tom's not throwing it too much and we're running the football, and we're able to just pretty much control the game as we did yesterday. You get the lead, you start building it to 2-score lead, 3-score lead, and then you can just pretty much coast from there, run the clock out.
Yeah, time of possession, 33 minutes over 26. Third down efficiency, 50%. I mean, I'd take a little bit more than that, but I'll take that. Oh, my goodness. Good job, Bucs D. I think that's the 30 you want to look for. The 30 of just Tom Brady's passing attempts as opposed to 40 or 50 like we've seen in the past. So I know we all look for the 30 on the scoreboard, but look, we got 30 points without Brady having to throw over 30. So maybe that's the 30 for 30 we're looking for. Instead of Jameis Winston 30 for 30, maybe that one.
Yeah. We got Alec in here saying "Go Bolts." He's saying the Tampa Bay shirt, so yeah, go Bolts. Hopefully they're okay. They're fighting a little COVID. I get COVID's everywhere around sports league, so we had 106 players get COVID today in the NFL, which is nuts. So hopefully that can everyone be healthy out there and stay away from it, but it's going to happen, I guess.
I mean, it is what it is. But this variant, it's less. Well, I'm not a scientist or doctor or anything, but I guess we're saying it's less harmful or less effects. I don't know, but it just seems like now, like they're getting it, like the players, I guess themselves. Like, oh, damn it, I gotta wait. It's more. I don't know, but it is what it is. Guys, stay safe. But more on football. Don't talk the crap. One thing I did want to talk about, I don't know if you already mentioned it, Antonio Brown's, I guess, back and forth with the media.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about it in the beginning of the show. I think G Vegas actually brought it up, and my point is, and you'll probably agree with me, AB has the right to say what he said. Jenna Lane was perfectly fine in her questioning. I didn't have any issues with that, and I thought both were right in what they did. It just went down how it went down, and it is what it is. I think AB's ready to focus on football, so I mean he had the right to say what he said.
Yeah, this is my 2 cents. I mean, Jenna Lane, but then it was a follow up by Greg Allman. That's where I was like, "You moron!" Like, so first things first, it's her job to ask questions. I understand that. Okay. But it's his right, his choice to answer it or not. You don't have to keep poking away at a guy, especially when he has a history of everything. That doesn't give you more reason to, oh, no, let me keep poking. He went out there and said, but he said, no, listen, I don't want to focus on drama. People do what they do to me just because of my spotlight, whatever it is. And he said, no, I don't want to answer that. Just stick to the football team. So, and he actually even put it all on. It's not just me, it's the team. And then they keep poking. I'm like, dude, you're almost asking for him to pop off. And I guess that's what they do as media. They just try and do that. He stayed calm. I applaud him. I was like, holy hell, this is actually a step up. I mean,
yeah, that's a good point by Bud. I think, Greg was more of an injury question. And then I think AB just brought it back to the suspension. So, obviously he just didn't want to talk about any of it. And I think, that was his reaction to, being asked that stuff. And he's like, I just want to focus on what's now in front of me, and can't blame him for that. So I think his mindset is where it needs to be, to be honest. And obviously he produced, 10 catches, 101 yards on 15 targets. So that's good to see from a football standpoint. He's in the right mind and ready to play well.
And if you hear anyone speak of him, I think it was who was it? It was on ESPN. I heard it. He was like, he was a teammate of him for a little bit, and he was like, literally, if there's a guy that tried harder, it wasn't anyone but AB. Like it was the time to go, he was ready. It didn't matter what it was. Ultimate team guy, and he's shown that time and time again as a Buccaneer. And it's like, I know we want to poke to get a story.
Mhm.
But damn, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Jim says, I mean,
That's
yeah,
what I said.
they have to do it. It's their job. They're trying to get, their job's to report the news, and they're trying to get the news from AB. And but again, I thought both sides played it how it was supposed to play out.
Yeah, it's their job to ask questions. It's AB's decision when he wants to say whatever the hell he wants to say. So
Mhm.
you're trying to push his right. No, it's his right. That's not yours. That was the biggest point I wanted to give away.
Mhm.
But let's see. AB, yeah, I wanted to go over it, but I'll leave it alone.
Mhm.
But other than that, we need AB going for this long haul.
Yeah, good point by G Vegas. Yeah, he did miss a lot of time, and yeah, he didn't let Stephon Gilmore pretty much touch him at all. So it was good to see that.
He got hurt too.
Yeah, he got hurt.
He got hurt.
Yeah, Alec is he's ready for the championships. He's already thinking boat parades. I like the confidence. I love it.
But that's the thing. So someone I did notice Brady's voice.
Yeah.
One thing in the comments of one of our videos was like, "Oh, the Bucs aren't going to the Super Bowl this year."
Mhm.
But I'm like, based on maybe our video of the Saints analysis, offensive, like, yeah, everyone's gonna get mad over one game. But you look what happens. AB comes in. It's almost like, holy crap, they didn't miss a beat. Their continuity, their connection is insane. That's incredible. Imagine that with Mike Evans. You have two literally number ones out there when the playoffs come. And then you have the Hall of Famer at tight end. OJ's getting better at blocking, and you never know when his name's going to get called. Lenny, if he comes back, the offense is still there. It's just the execution. And if execution's that much better with AB, holy hell, look the hell out. Just stay healthy. Keep knocking on wood on that one because, yeah, that was another Greg Allman cue. I guess he mentioned the injuries. BA got pissed off about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was just I think it was just like an inside joke between them, which was pretty funny. Greg played it well, and I thought that was cool to see. Just some light humor there. But yeah, hopefully the receivers get healthy now. With Mike Evans getting COVID today, so hopefully, that no more injuries come forward. We got to stay healthy from here on out.
What's scary is that the wide receivers coach gets COVID. Mike Evans gets COVID.
Yeah, hopefully no one else gets it.
God, I mean, Perriman just got off the list,
Right.
so it's like that wide receiver room. Which, damn, stop.
Yeah, it's taking its hits right now. So, yeah, but hopefully it gets better.
Oh, we got some more. Brady needs to go. Nice guy, but drops too many balls. Eddie. Plus, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean that's something we actually talked about in our film study against the Saints. He had some opportunities there where he needs to make those tough catches, make those big plays when he has the opportunity. So yeah, for whatever reason, he struggled. He struggled this year with concentration. Just doesn't seem like he's been there all the time, when he needs to be. But then again, he'll make a big play coming up here soon. I'm sure he'll come up with one of those big time catches that you don't see coming, and you're glad that you have Cam Brate on your team because guy's a good teammate, good professional, and I think he's not going anywhere right now. Definitely where you talk about OJ Howard. OJ still has a long way to go to get to where he needs to be.
Cam Brate did catch a touchdown.
Yeah.
He did catch a touchdown. Gronk spiked it. So,
right.
I mean, he is serviceable. I mean, he's not the Brate of old that people, I guess, expected, the high volume guy, but he's never going to be that anymore because there's four options above him that it won't make it that way. So maybe he's one of those guys that needs the volume to produce.
Yeah.
He's not going to get it. And if you're expecting that, it's not going to happen. But I think he's more than a team player, and I think he'll show up when we need it. Because, I mean, look at us against Washington football team last year in the playoffs. He showed up big time.
Yeah, came on strong.
Right? Like I mentioned earlier, like when their time's called, they'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and maybe this year that's OJ Howard. I mean, maybe OJ, comes out of the shadows here and start making some plays. I mean, again, I have to look more in depth on the game tape. He might just not be getting the looks. Maybe he is open. He's just not getting the ball thrown his way. So just have to wait and see how it plays out. But yeah, with the offense right now, they're going to have to figure things out with certain people out of the lineup. And, right now it looks like AB is going to be that number one guy because he is the best option. I mean, you could see how quickly he gets open. Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have that kind of speed on the outside where he can run an out route and pretty much win that route, 100% of the time. So
the beloved out route.
Yeah. And he runs it. I mean, that's probably his best route. I mean, he runs it really well. So
I mean, he sells it. I mean, if you see, it's not just straight and left or straight and right.
Yeah.
He's running right at the cornerback or giving a shimmy to one side, then go on the other. Like,
well, you can see how just much separation he creates. And I don't think we have that with our other guys. Mike Evans is not really a guy that, he can separate, but he's not going to separate that fast like an Antonio Brown can. Mike's going to use his body. He's going to use his length. Same thing with Chris Godwin. I mean, Chris Godwin can create separation, but again, it's a different kind of style.
Yeah. I mean, Mike is a lot longer limbed, a lot bigger strides, and he can do his little shimmies. We've shown his film studies, him giving a fake to one side, going upfield or stop and goes. That's his bread and butter. Antonio Brown, he's shorter, he's shiftier, he has quick twitch ability. He makes that to his advantage. I mean, yes, he's not going to be Mike Evans like the deep ball, like jump ball like that. No, but you use what you have. And that's what I wanted to see with this offensive scheme. Like find ways to get AB open, find ways to get Gronk or Grayson for that matter open. And they found their way. They just didn't score in the red zone. That's what kind of bugged me, but we'll see. This is their first trial with a whole bunch of tune-up guys. So let's see moving forward.
Yeah. Let me get to this question here. This is a question asked a lot on Twitter. It's by Patel here. Why are we the 4 seed? We did beat the Cowboys. That is true. We have the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Cowboys, but the problem is we have a 3-way tie. So anytime you have a 3-way tie, unfortunately, it goes to the conference record, and the Cowboys and the Rams have a better conference record than us. So that means the Bucs are at the 4 seed. So the Cowboys and the Rams are going to be higher seeded than us. So ideally, we want the Rams to lose at least one more time before the season's over. We win out. If that happens, we will get the number 2 seed over the Cowboys and the Rams. So got to be big fans of the Ravens and big fans of the 49ers coming up here. Hopefully the Rams can lose one.
Yeah, so hopefully people can see that. Like Plus was saying, look at the conference record of the Cowboys, 9-1. Rams 8-3. We're sitting there at 7-4. Damn Saints yet again. But still, like this is the Bucs pretty much writing their own story here. Like, the Saints should not have beat us twice. So kudos to the Saints.
Washington football team.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about that one.
Yeah. Who got destroyed last night by the Cowboys, 56-14. Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, there's your answer. Hopefully that cleared it up for you. But so pretty much, we just got to beat the Jets, beat the Panthers. Hopefully the Rams can at least drop one here somehow. Hopefully Lamar Jackson gets back in there. They need him because, they're fighting for a playoff spot. So, hopefully that can put them over the top.
Our 49ers are playing some damn good football, though.
They are too. Trey Lance is going to have to step up here. It looks like he's going to be the quarterback with Jimmy Garoppolo probably out with that sprained thumb. So he's got a tear on it too. So, yeah. Well, I mean, it helps the running game. Hopefully they can just build something around Trey Lance and just, run the football, use that play action, see what they can do.
was a good one.
Again, yeah, David Winfield. I think all those guys are pretty much going to be back for the playoffs. I don't see him playing these next 2 games. I would just rest them. Same thing with Shaq Barrett. You know, rest these guys. Hope they can be back for that wild card matchup.
Well, Winfield should be coming back sooner than anyone, though, right? You think they did-
I would sit him out. I don't expect him to play, especially with the secondary and how they've been playing. I don't expect them to rush him in there, especially with it being a foot injury. He's probably going to sit until the playoffs.
Damn. It is annoying to hear that, but
Yeah, I get it. You know, against these next 2 opponents, they're games you should be able to win. And
Washington football team.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I think at that point, you know, again against Washington, we weren't completely healthy either, especially on defense. Defense wasn't playing well against Washington. So
offense wasn't playing well either. You got 2
No.
interceptions in the first quarter.
Well, the offense, I mean, that's a whole subject that we've gone on about. You know, they're inconsistent because of how they call the game, and again, that's just turnovers. We had a lot in that game, so that hurts you all the time.
It would just be fun. I mean, the Jets. Could you imagine if that's a competitive game?
It could be, but again, if the Bucs play smart, we should be in the right side of the win column.
And that's the thing. Just don't shoot yourself in the foot. I mean, they didn't do it really in a big way against the Saints. It's just they didn't do anything at all to move the ball.
Yeah.
But
we should be able to get after Zach Wilson. Again, it's another bad offensive line, and our defense, I think, is pretty much healthy. We should be able to get some pressure, obviously generating with our blitzes and, you know, the guys up front pushing the pocket. They don't have no Mekhi Becton, so we should be able to, you know, rush the edges, and hopefully JTS has a good game. We should be able to see more Cam Gill. So it should be good on that side of the ball. Offense, just run the football. That's all you got to do. You know, play smart.
Yeah, play smart. It's the biggest thing. We always say don't beat yourself. Don't let the Bucs beat themselves. Donovan Smith says the same damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just get out of your own damn way. It's sometimes difficult for this team. I don't get it. But I'm hoping the fact that let me see. I think Michael's point about the Jets and Panthers O-line is the key.
Yeah, they're not very good. You know, that's where we should be able to exploit them and should be able to win these games in that fashion.
So to that point, is the Bucs against any offensive line that is above average? Does that mean that we're not going to stand a chance? Is that what that's going on? That statement?
No, I'm not saying that. I think it just helps you, you know, to have a more edge, like definitely a better chance if their offensive lines are weak. It should help you in that. Yeah, it should help you in that regard.
But okay, so the teams we lost.
But I think given how the Bucs are scheming their defensive lines and their front sevens and the blitzes has been a lot better than it was early in the year. I'll just say that.
Well, let's go over that point. The teams we lost to. The Saints, they have a really good offensive line. Very good. The Rams, serviceable offensive line. It's helped by great coaching and moving players around. So you're making players think. That always helps because the offense knows where the hell to go and the defense has to guess. And then the Washington football team. Is their O-line really that good to you?
No, they're not. I mean,
they ran that ball.
Yeah, I thought I would have to look back at the game. I forget all these losses because they're losses, so I don't really remember them.
Remember them too well.
No, the Saints just outcoach us. That's what that comes down to. They know how to scheme against us. They know how to coach better, and that's why they win. And they're more physical. They just play more physical for whatever reason than us, and we get the shit kicked out of us when it really shouldn't happen. Same thing kind of happened with Washington. Washington just ran the ball down our throats and couldn't do anything about it. We turned over the football. That happened, I think, both in the Rams and also I forget if we turned the ball over in the Rams game, but the Yeah, the Saints, we turn over the football. We got out physical. Washington, a lot of turnovers. That's why those losses happened. So, but again, that's in the past. Going forward with these games coming up, again, it's just about this offense not trying to be too cute or try to do too much. Run the football, play action pass, hit the smart plays over the middle, and take care of the football, and you should be fine. Score in the red zone. Defensively, like we were talking about the offensive lines being weaker, you should be able to scheme your way to get after the quarterback and cause turnovers like you did.
Yeah. So looking at the regular season, looking at it that way, yes, point blank, you got the Jets, you got the Panthers. You're way overmatching them with talent, even coaching wise. So take advantage of it. Do what you got to do to get those 2 wins, and you got to hope for other losses from other teams. But look what's in front of you. Beat the man in front of you. Offensively, I just worry about the red zone. Get that ironed out. Start using Gronk in there, Brady in there. You don't have the big guys on the outsides. You can't do that. So find a way to use Gronk and Brady on 2 opposite sides. See which matchup you like better. Let's see it that way. And defensively, keep using Jordan Whitehead the way you're doing it, because it's obviously working. Multiple with all those safeties, and that's why I wanted to kind of see Winfield come back just to see how they can interchange that. But we'll see what happens with those injuries.
No, I agree. Yeah, and again, it's just not being yourself. I think that's the biggest thing. We always talk about that with the Bucs. Just got to play smart. And again, you have 2 opponents coming up that you just outmatch. Like you said, we're a better team. Better team usually wins. John Madden used to say that. So yeah, I mean, it should take place. And the main thing is you're getting yourself geared up for playoff football. So we should be able to, start playing that type of game that we need to play in the playoffs. And that's being physical up front, running the football, play action pass. Don't make things too difficult for you. Attack matchups that you think you have the strength on, and continue to attack those.
2 things I wanted to say. So to touch on what you're saying too. Kevin Stewart, Bucs are every opponent's Super Bowl. Yeah, we mentioned that during the Washington football team game. Like literally Heineke thought like he was on top of the world and landed on the moon. I don't know what the hell he thought, but it's crazy. But that's the thing. Like that was just an average Sunday. Maybe the Bucs do take it to that next level, considering it is playoffs. Tom Brady's a whole other animal in the playoffs. So maybe that is like the switch that needs to be pushed. I don't know, but it's upsetting when you see the other team try so damn hard, and you know how the potential of this team, and they don't do it. But my second point was Tom Brady even mentioned it in his presser about running backs and catching the ball, and they're asking BA about Vaughn. Are you comfortable with him catching the ball? He's like, he's made improvements. We know Rojo's hands are iffy. How worried is everyone else? I don't know if you talked about this, or how worried are you about pass catchers coming out from the backfield? Are we going to use someone else, or are we going to stick to these guys? Or where's Bernard? What are the potential of him coming back? What's going on? What are you thinking? What's going on in your head?
Well, I mean, the running back room as a whole is a mess to me. But when you look at, obviously Leonard Fournette and Gio Bernard, I think those guys will probably be back for the playoffs. At least you hope. You get at least one of them back. Obviously, I think the Bucs probably hope Leonard comes back for the playoffs. Rojo, I love his running ability. He's still inconsistent in that aspect as well. He's inconsistent catching the ball. Pass protection could be better. Keyshawn Vaughn, he made a big splash play. Still, he needs a lot of work though. He's not a finished product, but that comes from not a lot of playing time. Le'Veon Bell, I think they brought him in for a reason, and not sure what that's going to be. Is he, is he Le'Veon Bell from the past? Probably not. I mean, he looks different. He looks like he lost a lot of weight.
His arms are like that big.
Yeah, I mean, you can obviously tell he was training for boxing. So I don't know if he's in football shape. Doesn't look fast yesterday. At least he didn't. So I don't know. I'm not sure that project will work very long. He might get cut here soon. So we'll just have to wait and see on the running back room. But obviously, I feel like Leonard and Gio, you'll probably get those guys back for the playoffs, and I think that will be paramount. I think it'll be very important to have those guys back.
I want to say this: if it's a proximal hamstring strain, like they're saying it is with Fournette, that's a long rehab. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's
he's probably out, then
if he's grabbing at his ass, that's literally that's right where it attaches, and the way he fell, like that overstretched, literally falling on top of his leg, that's a bad hamstring strain. It's not like a little one. Oh, I'm running. Oh, now I'm gimping.
Yeah,
he left in crutches. So I mean, I don't.
So his only hope is we make the Super Bowl, and he would be back for maybe that one.
I mean, it had to be a hell of a comeback. Like,
yeah. I mean, how long is that injury usually? That's like 2 months, 3 months.
I mean, 6 weeks is usually a good standstill for that, and that's if it wasn't terrible. I mean, we don't know severity; they just say hamstring strain.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see with that one. I mean, I'm hoping for the best.
Right. I mean, obviously they. Yeah. I mean, obviously they put him on IR for the 3-game thing. So, 3 games would be right at the postseason start. So I mean, Gio Bernard, I think, should be back by at least the postseason. But right now, I mean, one of these guys are going to have to step up. Rojo, Keyshawn, maybe it's Keyshawn Vaughn if he starts catching the ball more consistently. I know he can do it. We've seen him do it, and seen him do it before. But for whatever reason, since last year's drops occurred, he just hasn't been comfortable catching the football. So we'll see how it goes there.
Maybe he's the same thing like I said with Bree, a volume type of guy. Once he gets the confidence up, things will start clicking. But you see his running ability just as much as Rojo does. Rojo's got an extra gear, but that running back room, like I agree with you, it's kind of the hell. No one can do one thing well, like everything well. It's just I only do one trick pony. That's all I do. It's annoying.
Hey, Ken Barrett, welcome. Yeah, you're right about that.
Crossing fingers, yeah. He moves one little wrong way or squats down too low. Oops, there it goes again.
Yeah, Vaughn, 50% drop rate. Yeah, it seems that way. Yeah, just imagine a healthy team. Exactly.
Jim Melvin over there.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, he did catch a screen yesterday. That was nice to see, but the guy's got to stay on his feet. That's another thing that's kind of concerning right now with Rojo. Just doesn't seem like he's running with that confidence that you usually see him. He'll do it at times where he'll run through the pile, but it's like, do that more in open space, man. You got that field. Stay on your feet and don't go down.
I mean, he's insane once he's turned on. Like he gets around the corner, he's like an animal.
Yeah, I mean, he's making these spin moves. He's doing all this stuff. He's stiff arming people. I mean, that 3rd and short run he had yesterday was terrific. I mean, he made the guy miss, got extra yards, and got that first down. So
him and Leonard Fournette are total opposites. Total opposites.
Crazy ability for both of them.
I don't get it. Like mold them into one, in like Hall of Fame running back. Hall of Fame running back. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Good question. Where's the pliability in those hamstrings?
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, hopefully Tom can get his guys on there, get them working. But yeah, I mean, back to your point though, the running back room, that's a longer discussion because I have a lot of thoughts on the running back room. I think it's going to be a mess next year. It'll be interesting to see how they handle that decision going forward. But the talent in the running back room, it's just been disappointing, to be honest. I hope it gets better.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what veterans are available. We'll see. I mean, if Tom Brady's here, a lot of things.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm not blaming that all on the players. It's been coaching too and how they utilize these guys. It's been, you had a guy who almost had 1,000 yards last year, and then this year it's like he can't even play anymore. So it's like just the development and how they've worked with these guys and how they've brought them up. It's been lackluster.
Because you see all over the league, it's a 2 running back team on every team.
Mm.
We have 2 running backs that can run, and we don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh no, but Lenny's a hot one.
And I understand where our passing is our strength. You have the best player in the league and at quarterback, and your receivers are top notch. So I understand it. You gotta throw the football, and hell, throwing the football wins games. And I like, I like when we throw on first down. But yeah, it's just been disappointing when it comes to that running back room. Now you look at the other positions; they've been great. Offensive line, I think, has played their best ball all year. In a long time. It's been our best unit. So it's been good in other years, but running back's got to raise the bar there.
Oh, wait a minute. We got 3 Pro Bowlers on the offensive line.
Yeah, they've been doing great.
Should have been full.
Yeah,
I can't believe you didn't get that.
Yeah, the whole unit has been outstanding. So yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I agree, Jim. It's the best Bucs O-line. Yeah, definitely of all time. As a unit, it's been really good.
I mean, yeah, I think we touched on this like a little while ago. Like the turntable that was our right guard position. It was insane how bad it was.
Yeah, Caleb Benenoch is starting for the Saints right now. So it's like, yeah, he's the right tackle tonight because of all the COVID. So
how many sacks have they given up?
I'm sure a lot. I don't know. It's still a 10-3 game, which is amazing. That just shows you how good a coach, Sean Payton is. So
I gotta see this. I'm sorry, guys. I need to see it. Was bad. Years of we made points. This is when we should have had a video evidence. It would have been ugly.
Yeah.
But,
well, I mean, you look at previous offensive lines. You had Kevin Pamfield at your left guard. You had Caleb Benenoch and what was it? Evan Dietrich Smith at right guard. Joe Hawley at center. Right tackle was DeMar Dotson at times, and yeah, it just wasn't good. J.R. Sweezy played for a little bit, or
5
didn't.
sacks. I got 5 sacks.
Oh, good. That's good for my fantasy. Yes, I'm going to the championship.
You have the Saints defense?
No, I have the Dolphins.
Oh, never mind. Dolphins. Yeah, they have 5 sacks right now.
Good.
Jeez.
Yep. As long as Jalen Waddle doesn't go crazy, I'll be all right.
86 yards. But other than that, any other things you want to touch on, guys, in the chat? Plus, you want to bring up? Don't even talk about the running back room.
Yeah. yeah. I think you'll just get me upset. No, I think, just looking at, yesterday's game, I thought there's a lot of good things. But, as we get into these final 2 weeks, you just want to see this team continue to bring up that execution, continue to play smart, run the football. Don't try to force anything if you don't have to, take what is there. And hopefully we can get, these new guys, new pieces into rhythm. Tyler Johnson, the Scotty Millers, all these guys get more involved, and maybe Cyril Grayson becomes a player we can count on, and Antonio Brown can just continue to do Antonio Brown things. And then defensively, just send the crew, send them home.
It ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean,
yeah.
Your players are coming back healthy. Defensive line, you're manufacturing the rush amazingly. I mean, you're sending stunts, you're sending in corners, safeties, linebackers. You're doing it all. Scheme defensively, it's working. Keep that momentum going. We just need to get healthy. That's the biggest thing. We're going to see it on both sides of the ball, stay healthy. Even on special teams, get Pinion healthy. I mean, even though his replacement is looking pretty good. Offensively, I did like some of the end arounds they were doing. Maybe they only went for 3 or 5 yard gains. It keeps the defenses honest. Keep doing stuff like that. Creativity with the running game. We touch on that all the damn time and on the show, on the film studies. Get creative. You're going to need to do it because Godwin's not there. You got to find another way to have someone do it because I'm not going to have Grayson get on the line and try and block a linebacker. Just be honest about that. More screens to the tight ends to AB. Find creative ways to scheme people open. You guys can do it. You've done it in the past. Don't force feed things, and you'll be perfectly fine in the regular season. Playoffs, I'm ready to talk some playoffs. But other than that, let's get these 2 wins.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that said, guys, I think we're gonna call it a night. We went for a little over an hour. So thank you all for who joined us early. I appreciate everyone who stayed throughout the whole hour. Much thank you, and all the newcomers and all the new questions, comments, all great stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna try to get more content out later this week. We're gonna try to have it much earlier than we did this past week. I'm gonna get on the game tape. I'm going to make sure we have it, out by hopefully Thursday. We're going to try to get going back on regular time schedule. So anyway, Bucs are NFC South champs. Everyone have a great night. Go Bucs. And
Thank you, guys.
see you on the next time.
Peace.